UFO over Chile. 31 December 2015, Chile. On a calm evening in Santiago, Chile, a local woman, whose identity remains unknown, was at home enjoying a quiet night. She was used to the peaceful view from her window, but this night she witnessed something that would spark intense debate and curiosity.
Vengan para acá, hay algo allá. Mira, nos llevan. Vengan para acá, vengan para acá. Son calitas. Son calitas. Eso no puede ser. Yo una vez pregunté y me dijeron en la Fuerza Aérea que era un simulacro de no sé qué.
The woman noticed an unusual sight in the sky. 4 beams of light appeared, and each beam seemed to consist of 4 smaller lights. Intrigued and somewhat startled, she grabbed her camera to document what she saw. Her hands shook as she tried to capture the bizarre phenomenon unfolding before her eyes. The video shows the lights initially very still in the sky, creating an eerie yet mesmerizing scene. But then, one of the beams began to move away from the others. This sudden movement added to the mystery, making the woman even more determined to record everything. As she continued filming, the 3 remaining beams split up and started traveling through the air. The woman's disbelief is palpable in her shaky footage and gasping breaths. She followed one beam closely with her camera, trying to understand what she was witnessing.
¿Qué son? Se ven puros puntos, ¿no? ¿Por qué no?
¿Veía los tripulantes?
Ahí está. Es que puede ser una gran nave, solo que no se ve.
No, sí.
No, sí, son varios. Sí, pero no sabía.
Then something even more astonishing happened. 7 smaller orbs of light appeared and started to dance through the sky. They moved in patterns, flickering and darting in ways that defied logical explanation. The woman's camera tracked these lights as they performed their aerial dance, each one moving independently yet seemingly in sync with the others. One by one, the orbs of light began to disappear. They didn't fade away like stars at dawn. Instead, they vanished abruptly, as if being switched off. The woman captured this mysterious disappearance, her camera still shaky but unwavering in its focus. Finally, only one beam of light remained in the sky. It flickered slowly before it too faded into the night. This footage quickly gained attention online, prompting various theories and explanations. Some people suggested that the lights were merely a formation of planes. However, since when do planes stand perfectly still in the sky? Also, they don't have oval shapes and move silently. Could these lights be evidence of visitors from another world? Or was there a more mundane explanation? The woman's footage, though poor quality and shaky, still clearly shows the unbelievable sighting. But since there isn't any definitive proof, I leave it up to you to be the judge of that. Strange light from the sea. On May 25, 2024, a peculiar event unfolded on an oil platform in the middle of the ocean. Workers going about their usual duties witnessed something that left them absolutely surprised and confused.
Olha lá, cara, aquela luz. Olha lá. O que é aquilo, cara? Olha. Que luz é aquela, mano? Olha lá a luz.
A strange, mysterious light seems to be coming out from the surface of the sea. Typically, the ocean absorbs most light, making the depths appear dark. Sunlight barely penetrates beyond 200 meters, and it's almost entirely absorbed by 1,000 meters. So, for the crew to see such a bright light coming from the seabed was truly remarkable. The distance between the oil rig and the source of this illumination was significant, yet the light was incredibly vivid. Some crew members suggested the light might be the reflection of the setting sun. However, in the footage recorded by one of the workers, you can hear him saying that the sun was setting in a different direction.
Que luz louca, mano. Ah, o sol morreu, foi pra lá, não foi pra cá, não. Olha lá, o sol se pôs lá, ó. Que luz é aquela ali? Vai diminuindo. Olha lá, no meio do nada. Doideira.
This clearly wasn't the sun. Others thought it might be from a service ROV, which are remote-operated vehicles used for underwater work. But typically, an ROV would have a noticeable umbilical cord and winch. In the video, there's no sign of such equipment, nor does the platform look like a drilling or intervention vessel. The brightness of the light was astonishing. To create such intense illumination, thousands of watts would be needed, even if using energy-efficient LED lights. Anyone working underwater with such a bright light would likely be blinded by its intensity. Imagine standing in the radius of that glow. It would be like looking directly at stadium lights. Also at one point, the mysterious glow expanded under the water, a sight both eerie and mesmerizing. The crew had no idea where it was coming from. So was it a secret underwater construction? If so, then why wasn't the area closed off to surface traffic? And why were there no visible support vessels or equipment? This mysterious light has raised too many unanswered questions. So, did the workers on the oil platform experience something truly unique that day? Or is it just a really weird reflection of light? You decide. Strange glowing rods. On April 29, 2024, UFO researcher and Petrobras engineer Ronnie Vernet captured a strange sighting on camera. Vernet had set up cameras to monitor the southeastern night sky near Rio de Janeiro. At 5:01 a.m., an unusual cylindrical object appeared in the frame. The object was glowing with a white and blue color. It floated slowly across the sky, moving northeast. The entire event lasted about 80 seconds before the object gradually moved out of sight. This sighting was one of the first in a series of similar events across South America in the following days. A few days later, on May 6, 2024, another witness in Argentina captured a similar event. This person was filming with their phone when they noticed a white object moving slowly through the sky above their house. The object resembled the one Vernet had filmed in Brazil. It moved at a steady pace, giving the witness enough time to capture the footage. This sighting added to the growing curiosity about these mysterious luminous rods. Later that same day, at 7:14 p.m., another sighting occurred in Villa del Mar, Chile. This time, the object was blue in color. A third witness managed to video the incident, showing the cylindrical object moving across the sky. The blue color of the object made it stand out against the evening sky. The sighting in Chile matched the descriptions of the previous objects seen in Brazil and Argentina, suggesting a pattern. On May 8, 2024, residents of a Brazilian town near the border with Uruguay reported another sighting. This time, the object appeared to change colors from white to blue and yellow. This was different from the earlier sightings, adding a new element to the mystery. The color-changing object was filmed by multiple residents, providing more footage for analysis. The sighting drew significant attention and added to the intrigue surrounding these luminous rods. The following day, May 9, 2024, Ronnie Vernet shared videos he had collected from 4 witnesses in Brazil. These videos showed similar objects to those seen earlier. The consistency in the sightings across different locations added credibility to the reports. The objects were all described as cylindrical, glowing, and moving slowly across the sky. Adding to the collection of evidence, a stunning photograph was taken by a FedEx pilot. The photo showed a meteor burning up in the atmosphere, with a white blob below it. The blob resembled the objects captured by Vernet and other witnesses. This photograph provided a different perspective and added another layer of intrigue to the ongoing mystery. So, looking at them, what do you think these mysterious sightings are? Something truly phenomenal? Or something really weird camera glitch? Let me know in the comments below. Quad UFOs. Before I get into it, if you are new here and enjoy mysterious UFO videos like these, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel because more videos like this are on your way. That said, let's get back to the video. On May 27, 2024, in a quiet hillside area, something unusual happened. The homeowner, who often captures smaller spheres on video, witnessed an extraordinary sight that evening. Typically, this person would spend time reviewing footage from cameras placed atop a 50-foot tower on the hill where their house sits. These cameras had previously recorded smaller spherical objects moving around the property, but what appeared this time was unlike anything seen before. The evening was calm, with a slight breeze blowing to the east. The air was still, but something remarkable was about to occur. Suddenly, a formation of mysterious objects appeared in the sky, moving with precision. These weren't the familiar smaller spheres often caught on camera. Instead, it was a group of 4 objects flying in perfect formation. The way they moved together was astonishing, considering the light breeze. The cameras, positioned 50 feet high on the tower and exactly 62 yards from a central big pine tree, captured everything clearly. As the objects approached, they split into pairs, each pair passing on either side of the tower. This maneuver was executed flawlessly, showing a level of control and coordination that was interesting to watch. The objects were moving steadily, unaffected by the wind, and maintained their formation throughout. Intrigued by the sight, the homeowner rushed outside right after the objects flew by. However, upon stepping out, there was nothing visible in the sky. The objects had vanished as quickly as they had appeared. This wasn't the first time something like this had happened. On previous occasions, similar objects were recorded approaching the cameras at high speeds, appearing as streaks of light until they stopped abruptly in front of the lens, and then zoomed off in the direction they came from. The size of these objects was also noteworthy. They were smaller than the larger spheres often seen in the area. The larger ones had a plasma field that could glow intensely, lighting up over a 50-acre area. However, these smaller objects were different. Their behavior and formation were unique, adding a new dimension to the ongoing sightings in this location. The formation's precision and the object's steady flight path were impressive. It was clear that these weren't random occurrences, but rather controlled movements, possibly indicating intelligent control. The homeowner had a laser rangefinder, which confirmed the exact distance of the objects from the cameras, adding credibility to the observation. The homeowner, who had seen many unusual things before, found this event particularly fascinating. So, what were these strange objects? Where did they come from? And what was their purpose? You let me know down in the comment section below. Patty's Triangle. On June 14, 2006, in the quiet town of Lansing, Michigan, a woman named Patty Blackburn was about to witness something extraordinary. Little did she know that her routine evening would soon turn into a mysterious encounter with something truly astonishing. As the sun began to set, Patty stepped outside her home to enjoy the pleasant summer evening. She often spent time in her backyard, appreciating the beauty of the night sky. However, on this particular night, Patty's attention was drawn to something unusual in the distance.
Look at it. What is it? Look at it. Whoa, what is it? I'm taking a movie of it. Oh my God, do you see it?
Yeah.
As Patty gazed up into the sky, she noticed a peculiar triangular configuration of lights moving across in a really bizarre manner. The lights were arranged in a somewhat triangle formation, and they seemed to be hovering and moving erratically, defying the typical patterns of aircraft. The footage she captured, which lasted for 24 seconds, gained attention from UFO enthusiasts and researchers who were fascinated by the unusual nature of the sighting. The object in the video, unofficially named Patty's Triangle, sparked a flurry of speculation and debate. Some suggested that the lights could be a classified military aircraft, while others believed that they were evidence of extraterrestrial activity. The sighting was particularly notable because of its location in Michigan, a state that has relatively few reported UFO incidents compared to other parts of the United States. Despite numerous attempts to identify the object, the Patty's Triangle UFO sighting remains one of the few unexplained UFO incidents in Michigan. The video has been analyzed extensively, but no definitive explanation has been found that can account for these peculiar movements and unusual formation of the lights. To this day, however, Patty's Triangle is considered to be highly compelling evidence of something extraordinary. What do you think? Was it something truly an otherworldly visitor, or was it something else entirely? As always, you decide. Recently, a really convincing CCTV footage of a UFO was mysteriously deleted by officials, raising intense suspicions, and this video here will show it to you. Check this out right away before it disappears from the screen. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to watch more intriguing UFO videos in the future.